Hi, welcome to me changing my art style yet again. This time going over a sketch I made during classes. I'm going for a very calm, comfy vibe with this, very stylized and rounded. Trying to avoid pointy corners in my line art to give it a bit of a softer feel to it. Here hands helped me up quite a bit, but remembering that thumbs exist was a great help. I don't want too many parallel lines in this, or have lines too close together, so I kept the fingers pretty vague. After my little hiccup with her hands, I would do quite a lot to avoid having to draw her toes, and that includes giving her some good old granny slippers. I'm not sorry, at least her feet are warm now. Here I'm trying out a bunch of different decoration stuff details and immediately scrapping it because it doesn't look how I want it to. And when in doubt with my line art, there's one thing that always helps me: new layer, starting over. Feeling a lot more confident in my vision now. I've drawn this like 3 different times on top of each other, so when I do try out new stuff, I'm kind of deeper in the flow now. The little wings come out just right this time. And the page still feels empty, so I'm giving her a friend. I've drawn faces and bodies pretty often now, but animals are kind of a whole different thing, so I'm failing it a little. Get out my reference pic, try out to figure out the basic head shapes and horn placement and stuff, and there you have it. A noodly boy, a little snack. I love him. Next up are some base colors. I just select all the empty space, negative space. I select that and invert it, and voila, I've got a base to paint on. Originally the colors were a lot more pastel, less bright, but something about the export seems to have changed that. It's not too bad, so whatever. There's not much to say about the colors themselves. I'm sticking pretty close to the canon design. It's the season 1 pajamas because season 1, y'all, it's perfect. The style is very different from my usual drawings, and I'm not too mad about it. It's looking more amphibia than Winx Club with those round, floofy hair strands. I think it works. It's honestly with the dragon that my problems start, because in Winx Club, especially OG Winx Club, the dragon is just so mystical and ethereal and kind of translucent and glowy like Daphne, but more jagged and with that feral, fiery edge to it. That's obviously not the vibe I'm going for with that friend-shaped little noodle here, so I'm kind of lost with how to shade him. I've tried bright yellow line art because they used that during the finale of season 1 a lot, both with the dragon manifesting and with Bloom herself. Didn't work here though, probably because I'm using a rough pencil at such a small scale. So I'm deciding that's for futurists to figure out and treat myself to some simple skin shading. I'm redoing this a lot, I'm noticing. I've tried experimenting with different tools, and this one brush creates like a really nice, more saturated edge around it, which I like, but sadly the effect layers if you use multiple strokes, and eventually I'm deciding to just copy that effect manually and redo it again. Now, everyone and their mom has talked about Bloom's Color Palette. I've talked about Bloom's Color Palette, but it's worth repeating. The teals and the yellows, that's just her thing. It's perfect, it's gorgeous. Pink has no rights in Bloom's wardrobe. Just the contrast with her hair and how the yellows cancel out the coldness of the blues. I love it so much. I always think back to season 1 designs with so much fondness. Trying to give her hair some different color highlights and chickening out after a while. I liked it though, maybe I'll try it for another picture. For this one I'm trying to keep it simple. And we're back with the dragon. It's about at this point that I've resigned myself to doing 2 different versions of this painting. One with some fancy shading and one with some cleaner colors. For the fancy one I wanted to make our little friend look like a candle flame. I thought would be funny to have the great dragon still look fiery but a little downscaled. So I'm bringing lots of yellow spots and smudges, especially along his tail, which I'm flaring out a bit like a flame. Trying to make it glow with layer effects, but I feel like I'm making it worse, to be honest. Getting him right probably took the most time in this. I'm so proud of his little claws. And I know the design of the Great Dragon is a bit weird in canon, but I'm not here to fix it. So what if he's missing 2 legs? It's fantasy, we're rolling with it now. I really like how this is coming together. I wanted the calm art style to go with Bloom's comfy pajamas, and I feel like the shading is making it a little busier than I envisioned, but I can live with that. The big unicolor planes and the lack of details helps, I think. A lot more subdued than my previous speed paint. In the second version of this image, I reduced the gradients a lot, and I actually prefer that version, but I'm definitely proud of this one too. The wings were a lot of fun, even though they're more symbolic here. I hope you like it.